Hello, Nicole. How you doing? I've got your work up right here. Thank you so much for getting your work submitted. I will definitely say that you are a very hardworking student, and I certainly appreciate that. Logo's gorgeous. Fantastic job on that. I really think that you've done a nice job. I think the geometric um, shapes within the mountains themselves are really a nice contemporary yet traditional touch in conjunction with the organic curves and shapes of the aspen itself, which I think, quite nicely mimics both some of the movements in figure skating and also almost has a ski trail um, kind of personality to it. So that's just a really fantastic choice. Great job there. Contents page is gorgeous. I really think it is. I think that this was such a good idea using the image to speak. I would like to see you use image more in your presentation. And I'll get to that in 1 second. Well, actually, let's not wait for a second. Let's start right here. Look at this page and just look at how much more interesting it is than this page. Because this page, you've got some shapes and you've got some text, which basically means, after we see, this is basically a void because the viewer's already, now we know we're going to see a pretty big blank area on each page. And I don't think that's interesting. I think it's a mistake. Let me explain. Look how interesting that is. Just even a relationship between the simple contents text and the image is just fascinating. Then we come down here and we have basically white space with a little bit of text in the corner. Let's let image do the talking here. I mean, you've got one of the most, arguably one of the most beautiful landscapes in the world in Aspen, and you're just not using it to your potential. Same thing here. Oh, by the way, that's called a widow, and you don't want that. That's any fragment or single word sitting on a single line at the end of a paragraph. Don't want that. There's another one right there. And then the presentation itself, I think, is really fabulous. I think that there's a couple of things with your layout that are an issue. Let's start right here. Let's just say, okay, I'm going to just mark this right here. I'm going to leave my cursor right there. And we can see going through the page, nothing really aligns with that. So that doesn't make sense in graphic design. Everything should align with everything. Every page should be designed. See, that works cited should very least should be. I mean, do you see what I'm saying? How that alignment, how that would set up the grid? The grid would set up your entire presentation. So we come down here, we have this block here, and then we have another block over here, and then next back over here, next over here. So what you're doing is the eye is going like this. You're making your viewer go look all the way the span of the page to find the new text. Boom, over there. Boom, way down there. Okay, so that is a problem. Anytime you have these kind of extreme eye movements within a composition, it indicates that the page mechanics might be a little bit more organized. Okay, and then here, okay, so here again is another example. I'm going to place my cursor right there, and as we turn the page, you can see that even on the next page, the grid doesn't line up. See what I'm saying? There it does. There it doesn't. There it doesn't. Do you see what I'm saying? So that, I think, is one of the biggest issues with your presentation. That and the fact that you're just not using images to your potential. This is great. I think this is a very, very, very strong page. I really do. I think the only issue I'm having with this page is the sheer size of the logo on that page. I would say that would suffice. Let the negative space speak. Like give this some silence. Think about being in the mountains. Think about how quiet it is. So let's give this some silence by allowing it to interact with the white space around the page. Okay, color palette, looks like you have, let me just zoom in here. Yeah, you've got colored numbers, but I don't know what those numbers are. So typically whenever you give colors, you want to give CMYK values and RGB values, as both on each color. Presumably this work will be on screen as well as in print. So anybody who's going to look at the colors and use the colors would need to know RGB and CMYK equivalents. Likewise with any Pantone swatch names, that if you're using any spot colors. Okay, pictograms, I think this area is a little underdeveloped. You have 3 pictograms. I'd love to see 3 more. And, at the very least, I'd like to see these, I just got done talking about size, but these are gorgeous. Let's get rid of this. We're done with this. And let's get some really nice shots of these pictograms. Yeah, they're really, really neat. I love them. Can you do a couple more for when this is ready for your student portfolio? I'd love to see one. I'd love to see pictograms. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now I'm just drawing that. I'm just eyeballing it, but you see what I'm saying? Again, this page, this is gorgeous. Nice tickets, but let's mock these tickets up. Actually find an image of somebody handing somebody else tickets. Put those in their hand. Let's use this area to your benefit. Okay, now this is another thing that I think is a problem, is your actual placement shots. There's only 2 of them. You've got Aspen and the billboard, and that is it. So I think you're really, really underdeveloped in that area. So I'm just going to make some notes here. The basic underdevelopment I'm seeing is the pictograms and the actual placement shots. Okay, other than that, I think you're doing, fabulous. Really, really good stuff here. Okay, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, any of the above, or if you need me in the future, I always make my contact information readily available, so please hang on to it. If you need me for any future needs here, not only in this class when this is done, but in any future needs here while at RimCAD, please feel free to use my contact information. Okay, thank you very much. Great job, great class. Thank you very much.